We have today a team that it's one more friend that we made and someone that we had the pleasure to support here. Team came not as a client, we became friends. He came to another agency, he came to meet someone that he was in correspondence with, and through our renting apartments we get acquaintance, and from now on we kept on following what is going on his relationship that unfortunately didn't end to be as he was expecting, and he is with us to share exactly how things started, what motivated him to come here, and how the things end, taking in consideration very important details that were omitted during all this writing communication that he had before. Tim, how long took since you start this relationship with this only one lady? I think that was only one that brought you here. And how long took since you start this communication till you decide to come here? How long it passed?
We had correspondence over mails and a few chats for about a month and a half.
A month and a half. So that represents how many letters back and forth that you...
There were probably about 29 or 30 letters that I counted between both of us before I decided to fly over here from America. She was the lady that was in the picture.
So that's
what did happen, excuse me, what did happen that wasn't good was that during our whole correspondence, she did not tell me that she could not have a man in her life that didn't have the means to support her. She wanted to, after working for her company for a lot of years, and of course she was 50 years old, she wanted someone who could support her. She didn't indicate that really in the letters. On meeting her, she made that point pretty well known that she wanted to retire from her job. She wanted to be in the home. She didn't want to lose money. She still wanted to travel. She had certain expectations that it was too late. I'd already come over. I'd spent thousands of dollars.
So we can say that we are not facing a scam, obviously, because the person exists and she was reflected on the communication that you received. But on the other hand, you also can say that the correspondence, due to the fact that was translated and written by some translator at the office of the agency where she belongs, were a little bit painted like pink. The delicate and not so pleasant issues that at the end proved to be determinative, they were not focused, they were avoided.
No, I believe it's possible that the translator, that was the point between her and I, the lady and I, who was handling the letters, may have omitted something out of the letters.
Do you think that was the lady that didn't express the willing to write that down to you, or was the translator that decided to omit that, not to provoke any kind of missing motivation on your quest to come here?
I'm not sure, but I believe it's possible. Because the letters that I got were encouraging, and there was every indication that I could come there. I packed all my things. I even sold my car with not only just a hope, but I thought...
You had a firm plan to come here and stay because those letters made you believe that that person would accept you, whatever would be your conditions. They would accept you, and the most important thing would be the feelings and the identification between you and her. Right?
Yes, yes.
So you stayed here for 3 days, you met her, then passed a couple of days more till you have the second meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And on this second meeting, all these non-spoken determinative details, like the self-sufficient man, the one that would help this woman to be a pensioner a little bit earlier than maybe she was willing to, and to provide her to stay home and to provide vacation and travel. So this man, one was clear, noticed that you are not that man. Unfortunately, we noticed that the feelings that were supposedly to be behind those letters become characteristics that made you not to gather the conditions enough to be the match for that woman, and this relationship was, let's say, concluded and closed on that moment?
Yes, the second time we met. Actually, the first time we had met, she told me her expectations.
So you spent 2 months writing and receiving letters, and in 2 meetings, all that dream went down.
Yes, I didn't have enough to provide for her.
I have a question to put about that. Do you think that if you would have the chance when you were back on stage to write directly to that person, that you would find out enlightenment enough to avoid it to come here?
Yes, I do. I think if I wrote her directly, like you're saying, that my intentions and what I was trying to communicate about my means of support might have been clearer. Maybe they were even omitted out of the letters that I had been writing with the agency. But I think if we had talked on a separate from the agency, I think that more could have been gotten out of that, and maybe I would have saved myself a lot of grief.
Can you say about what is really the importance of have a kind of ally person, someone that will be a friend, someone that can locally help you, someone that could maybe before you come here make a checkup background on that person and try to understand if the person would be the right for you to come here for now or not? Is that make the difference, or you think that someone that come along by his own like you came, it's just a question of luck, or a local help will make the difference upon your success or not?
Absolutely. I think by myself, not knowing anything about the country I was coming into, having somebody that knows about the country, who's had experience, makes all the difference.
Could avoid you to come even.
It could have.
Yeah, I say this because it happened already before. We had people that we made a checkup on the person and we reached the conclusion that the person didn't justify such a commitment to come here, and people simply didn't come because that it's the truth, and we cannot go against that.
Yes.
That's what it is. So, do you think that with your experience, is there something that you may change for your future in terms on how to proceed to keep on trying to find the woman that you desire for your future? Did you learn something? Is there some useful knowledge that you can take from this experience that you had now for future? What would you advise someone to do and not to do? Someone in your condition, someone that is emotionally involved and in anxiety to come to a country like Ukraine or Russia or whatever, to meet someone that met through an agency, what would you advise that person? What would be the steps that you would advise that person to prepare himself before coming?
Well, I would find out about the agency and see what reports are written up on the agency. I'd go online and research if there are any negative reports about the agency. I would also try to get in touch with somebody, possibly through the internet, who, like yourself, who could advise me on it. Perhaps I could look for another agency and communicate with somebody there that could tell me about the agency that I'm dealing with. I would also ask the lady to somehow provide her own email address, or that we could actually talk to each other over the phone. Chatting online in real time does help.
But your chats, as we know, you never saw the face of the lady.
No, I didn't. The only thing that gave me a good reality that it was hers, because during a chat she asked me what I was going to be doing when I came to the Ukraine.
What was the explanation they gave you not to see the face of the lady that you are in correspondence with, if supposedly you are talking with her? Why you could not see the person that is supposed to be there talking with you?
Well, I actually was pretty naive, and I didn't even wonder about that.
The computer that connects the sound connects the image. If the question is the price of the service, did they provide you to see her?
No.
Do you truly believe that she was there? Or maybe was someone that was on her place talking to you on her name? Is there that a possibility?
I can say that I'm not sure at this point. It could be that maybe that wasn't her. It could be that maybe the translator was manipulating letters. I'm not sure.
Nevertheless, knowing that you made all this commitment to be exclusive, the conclusion that was the world day.
I received no information or 4 days. It's over.
In all of them, because then it become an instrument to as so. Yeah.
I feel the agency really
And I remember that clean, pure translation, but that was refused.
yes, it was.
So the main goal was not you and your lady to have the life easy and to understand each other, was to have that specific translator from that agency to make money upon you with the hours of translation.
Yes,
They refused you to bring someone.
that's correct.
Is that a bad red flag or no?
It is. Yes, it is.
Did I make you some difference about to help you? How would be your position if after you reach the conclusion and your case finished with this lady after the second meeting, still missing, we can say months for you to go back home in your plans as you were planning to travel back home in the next 3 months, and now you are going to travel tomorrow back home. Did you feel any difference about that? That agency just dumped you.
Of course, I thought a big difference.
So it's better to find and gather support on one side, maybe find a lady on the other side. Always try to have a plan B, motivating, gave him anxiety, making him spend what he shouldn't,